What's going on, horror gang? Welcome to our Shot 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host Marcus. Please be sure to shoot that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification icon to get all the latest content updates to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about a recent article from Screen Rant journalist Jordan Williams suggesting that Neve Campbell not being in Scream 6 is good for the sequel. Before I do that, let's hit that intro. I shutting 6 times. All right, gang. So let's talk about it. So, as we know, the big news this week: Neve Campbell will not be reprising her role as Sidney Prescott in Scream 6 over contract dispute. It's a truly unfortunate situation. I've touched it already on the channel. If you guys want to go check out some of my other videos or my live stream about it that I did the other day. It's truly an unfortunate situation, especially that this woman has given so much to that character in this franchise. But we have to move on. She will not be in this movie, and Scream 6 is now in production as of Thursday. With that being said, I ran across this article from Jordan Williams of Screen Rant, and I wanted to share it here with you guys. I'm just going to read it. I didn't put no overlays for it in the in the video, but I just wanted to read it, in its entirety to you guys and give my take on it. Neve Campbell's Scream 6 exit is actually good for the sequel. Sidney Prescott actress Neve Campbell has exited Scream 6 due to an unsatisfactory offer, but this allows Scream to finally seize a vital opportunity. Sidney Prescott actress Neve Campbell sadly isn't returning for Scream 6, but this actually presents the franchise sequel with a crucial opportunity. Following the critical and box office success of Scream 2022, the franchise is coming back for another horror meta sequel in 2023. However, this time the battle against Ghostface won't be supported by the seemingly immortal Sidney Prescott, which marks the first time Neve Campbell's character will be missing from the Scream franchise. Premiering over a decade after Scream 4, Scream 5 revived the franchise following the passing of iconic director Wes Craven. The quote-unquote requel, as it's referred to within the film, followed a group of Woodsboro teens who were now the target of a new wave of Ghostface killings, with the common underlying factor of the victims being their relations to the original 1996 murder spree. Paying tribute to Scream's legacy characters, new final girl Sam Carpenter is revealed to be the daughter of Ghostface killer Billy Loomis. Mindy and Chad Meeks Martin are the niece and nephew of horror expert Randy Meeks, and Wes Hicks is the son of Scream 4's Judy Hicks. Before the identities of the Ghostfaces are revealed, the teens are assisted by Scream icon Sidney Prescott, Gale Weathers, and Dewey Riley. Paramount quickly greenlit Scream 6 after the 2022 sequel success, gradually revealing that several survivors will be returning for another Ghostface killing spree. When Scream 6 premieres in March 2023, Gale Weathers, Kirby Reed, Sam Carpenter, Tara Carpenter, and the Meeks Martin twins will be back as they grieve their friends and try to begin normal lives after the most recent Ghostface massacre. However, even though the Scream franchise is now losing arguably its greatest asset in Neve Campbell Sidney Prescott, this actually presents a real opportunity for the series. Not only can the series avoid undoing Cindy's already perfect character arc, but it can also allow Scream to move beyond an endless parade of legacy characters. As such, Scream 6 can potentially be one of the most interesting entries yet. Why Neve Campbell isn't returning for Scream 6? Neve Campbell revealed that she will not be returning for Scream 6, which she described as being due to an offer that didn't reflect her value to the franchise. Whether this is more focused on salary negotiations, creative differences, or screen time isn't entirely clear. Sorry guys. Isn't entirely clear. But it doesn't bode well for how the franchise is treating its legacy characters. A Scream movie without Sidney Prescott seems unimaginable, with her character long serving as the face of the franchise. However, while Campbell does deserve an offer that equates to her valuable role in Scream, Her absence actually signals an important opportunity that Scream franchise can finally seize. Cindy already got her happy ending. While Scream could always bring back Cindy to fight Ghostface, Neve Campbell's character had a satisfying ending in Scream 5. When the character first reintroduced, she had moved away from Woodsboro and begun a family with Scream 3's Mark Kincaid. She only came back to battle Ghostface in Scream 5 because she felt obligated to help out the new generation of Woodsboro teens, not because the killers were actively seeking her out again. Scream 5 felt like a fork in the road for Cindy, where she could choose to help the new teens but also effectively pass off the torch to the new characters. Cindy has been tormented by Ghostfaces since 1996 and nearly died half a dozen times. So Scream 6's Woodsboro leaving story can finally be the time when the franchise's final girl catches a break. This isn't to say that Cindy could never return, as Neve Campbell may receive a better offer for another sequel down the line. But that if her character retires, it's at least with the notion that she has a happy life outside of Woodsboro. Scream can finally prove itself beyond the legacy characters. All 5 of the Scream movies have relied on the familiar appeal of the legacy characters, primarily Cindy Prescott, Gale Weathers, and Dewey Riley. Since Dewey was killed by Ghostface in Scream 5, and Cindy won't be back for Scream 6, the 2023 sequel will only have one major legacy character in its main cast. One of the biggest criticisms of Scream 5 was the fact that it was primarily focused on a new generation of Woodsboro teens, but couldn't properly balance the bearing of returning legacy characters. After 25 years of the franchise, Scream 5 felt like the best time to finally pass on the torch to the younger cast and free the legacy characters of Ghostface for good. While Cindy will be eternally be considered the face of the franchise, Scream 5 did find a new replacement and her character with Melissa Barrera, Sam Carpenter, who is still connected to the original as the secret daughter of Skeet Ulrich's Billy Loomis. Additionally, Scream 5 survivors Chad and Mindy Meeks Martin continue the legacy of the character Randy Meeks as his niece and nephew, thus paying respect to the importance of the original figures alive while moving forward with a capable new generation. While Gale Weathers and Scream 4's Kirby Reed will be returning for Scream 6, the sequel offers the opportunity to move past 3 characters and prove the franchise doesn't need to rely on familiar faces for success. Scream 6 has bigger problems than Cindy's absence. Neve Campbell's Scream 6 exit may prove to be an obstacle for certain aspects of the sequel, but it has much bigger worries. Scream 5 arrived a decade after Scream 4 and 25 years after Scream 1996, giving it enough time to introduce a novel commentary on Hollywood trends, Hollywood elevated horror franchise critiques, and meta-genre satire that warrant its execution. The essence of Scream is its meta-analysis of Hollywood horror, and society. So its sequels work best when there's something new to add to the conversation. Scream 6 was greenlit almost immediately after Scream 5 proved to be a success at the box office, suggesting it could be more of an opportunity to profit on revived interest in a genuinely deserved sequel. Scream 6's rush release means it's unlikely to have much more to say about the industry so soon after Scream 5, which means the creative satire of the 2023 sequel can prove to be its most significant hurdle. Cindy would have added a positive familiarity to Scream 6 and perhaps boosted its success, but it makes no difference if the underlying story of the sequel isn't justified. Very interesting. All right, gang, so let's get into it. So, I've said it before here on the channel. Me and Bob have talked about it on Slasher Sundays a few times, and I initially was going into this movie with the general assumption that Neve Campbell would not be in it, and that she would be saved for Scream 7. Now, that's really up in the air given the contract disputes for this movie, and also as well as that now that we know that she was supposed to be in the movie and supposed to have a hearty chunk in the movie, I mean, can we honestly say that this Scream 6 movie is going to be the best version yet without her? Because my thing is this, guys, we're now getting a backup story. The original script had Cindy Prescott in it. Now this whole new script isn't going to have her in it. Now, you can say that maybe this was, Radio Silence's plan all along in case they couldn't get Neve. What if they had two separate scripts, one with her in it, one without her in it? And that's not impossible to think. And I do agree with Jordan in his article that yes, her absence does provide, it provides, this new team in Radio Silence to get fresh and make this their own movies, fully develop their characters, and get away from some legacy characters. The issue I have, especially if you want to bring Stu Macher back, yes, you can bring Stu Macher back in Scream 6 without having Cindy, but it would not feel the same. It just would not. It would not feel the same. When Stu is taking off that mask, if he is alive and they reveal him to be alive, when they're doing the reveal, it would not feel as significant unless if Cindy Prescott was there to witness the unmasking of Stu Macher being alive. Not only that, guys, it's just the fact that now we know we're getting a backup movie. Like, I mean, my thing is this, guys. What if Radio Silence had this script to where they developed all their characters to where we were satisfied with them, we liked them a lot, we grew to love them, subverted our fan expectations, all while still being able to fit Cindy Prescott in this movie? That's the biggest thing for me. Is it's like, I feel like it's such a missed opportunity, because if these guys had that plan that they felt so strongly that they can fit this movie with their new characters, with Kirby coming back, with Gail coming back, and with Cindy, and subvert all our expectations all in the same, it leads a big hole, you guys. It does. It leaves that what if factor. What if they could have done that? I'd like to go on record and say that if they were able to pull that off, a lot of us Scream fans would really, really be happy. We would really be happy to see them develop their characters while also being able to fit the legacy characters in, as long as it made sense, and while subverting our fan expectations. I think as fans, a lot of us would, I'd like to think now, in all honesty, a lot of people can sit there and say, oh, this presents a greater challenge for Radio Silence to make their movie by not having Cindy Prescott in it. The more I think about it, in my opinion, guys, I think it makes it easier for them. I think it makes it easier for them to just create a story, of their own without Cindy being in it. I think it would have been a lot greater challenge. Now that I broke it down and really gave it some thought, it would have been a bigger challenge for you to have Cindy, have Gail, have Kirby in this movie while still trying to subvert our expectations and develop your characters. I think that would have been an even greater challenge, and I would have liked to see if that would have been able to be pulled off by Radio Silence. Now we obviously we won't ever know. You know what I mean? I'm sure eventually information will be leaked out as to what role Cindy was supposed to play and how significant it would have been, and if that would have been better for the movie. I'm sure we'll get that down the line. But as of right now, it does just leave a really, really big hole, in terms of a missed opportunity. Now, like I said, guys, I do agree that this is a good opportunity still for them. It allows them to develop their characters even more, and it allows us to see if we can have a successful Scream movie without Neve Campbell. And I think that's the biggest thing, is can Melissa Barrera, being that she is being pushed, much to my disagreement, she's being pushed as the final girl. Can she take over? Can she carry that torch and let it burn bright? Or will we get the same type of performance that we got in Scream 5 from her, which a lot of people felt very, very underwhelmed with that character? So, I mean, we're going to have to wait and find out, you guys. But I think that's the biggest thing, is can Scream be successful without Neve Campbell? We're going to find out. We're going to find out here in less than a year for sure. All right, gang, that's my take on the situation, on this article, as I should say. I like this article by Jordan Williams. Shout out to you, Jordan. I get where you're coming from. I see, I see where you see the opportunity for Radio Silence to get different and to make this their own movie, and for us to have a successful Scream movie without Neve Campbell. I agree with all that. This is a great opportunity for them. I just also feel like it is a missed opportunity, because if you could have fit Neve into this movie while being able to develop your characters, as well as being able to subvert our expectations, I would really, really like to see how that would have played out. But we're not getting that, so we're going to have to wait and see what Radio Silence has planned for us in March. Alright, gang, that's it for this video. Hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this article from Jordan Williams, Screen Rant. Do you guys agree with him that this does present a great opportunity for Scream to get different and for Radio Silence to make this their own movie and to make this franchise a success for once without Neve Campbell starring as Cindy Prescott? Or do you guys think that this movie will lose money and will flop at the box office, being that Neve isn't in it? And I'll ask you this as well. If this movie does flop at the box office, do you think that if they offer Neve a role for Scream 7, that she asks for even more money in Scream 7 to come back than she did in 6? Hit the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. Alright, gang, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host, Marcus. Please be sure to shoot that like button, subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. As well as hit that notification icon to get all the latest content updates to the channel. Guys, join my horror family. I would love to have you here in this community. We have a wonderful community that's growing. You know what I mean? We all love and support each other. Love talking about these topics. So, guys, join the community. Hit that like and subscribe. And hit the chat box and join the family, you guys. As well as be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you for watching.